The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayor's and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hey, welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel, and each week we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages we cover and the vicinity. This week we're going to be starting off with Jerry in the town of Rush. Jerry, how's Rush going?
Rush is going very well. We've got sun shining through the clouds, and it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I wouldn't expect anything different than that in the town of Rush. We are headed into our budget season. We were supposed to have a budget workshop last night. However, we've been since Sunday without internet and phones. And I just got my internet back and my phone back about 45 minutes ago. So we're going to have to reschedule that budget workshop for people who might have intended to attend. We will be rescheduling that. And hopefully we won't have our internet and our phones go out again. You've heard me before say that we had several vacancies. And I'd like to announce that 2 of those vacancies have been filled. One person is Valerie Orbaker, who has already started in the position of Supervisors Secretary. And I would encourage everyone to come in and meet Valerie. The other person is Barbara, oh dear, I can't think of her last name, but she is the new assessor's clerk. And she's a very, very pleasant lady, and I'm sure she won't mind if you don't say her last name, but come in and say, "Hi, Barbara," and that'll work for her. We just passed a resolution at the town board meeting last night to have 2 of the barn structures at the Rush Riverside Refuge. That's the former Bosse's property. They're basically beyond repair, and we've decided to have them done away with. I use that term "done away with" because I don't know what that means right now. Does that mean demolished, or does it mean disassembled? And if anybody knows of anybody who would like to consider disassembling those structures, certainly have them get in touch with me, because we would like to have them gone so that we can replace them with a more serviceable structure in those locations. This was short notice, Chris, so that's about all I've got to report on today. And I thank you for getting in touch with me.
Well, that's definitely plenty to report on. I have Maggie Ridge's comments from the Village of Scottsville. She says, and I quote, "It's been relatively quiet in the village, with the exception of 15 Rochester Street. On Monday morning around 1:30 a.m., an intoxicated driver rammed his pickup into the front of the home and came out the other side. It's a miracle that someone wasn't killed. And unless you see the damage, it's difficult to comprehend how it happened. Speeding is a constant problem in the village, and we are addressing it with all the tools we have, including working with the sheriff's department and purchasing some speed safety signs. I've also formally requested a crash pattern study from the New York State Department of Transportation to determine if there are any additional mitigation opportunities. The curve from Rochester Street onto Main Street isn't inherently dangerous unless you're exceeding the speed limit and or intoxicated. The frustrating part is that nothing would have stopped a driver who's intoxicated to drive at 80 miles an hour through a residential neighborhood. And it's a shame that the trauma is going to impact this family for months. Currently, the home hasn't been cleared for re-entry, so the family doesn't have access to their personal belongings. The community, neighbors, friends, and the local churches have stepped up their efforts, clothing, shelter, several GoFundMe accounts, to support the family, which is inspiring. And that's Maggie Ridge from the Village of Scottsville. Next up, Mike and the town of Lima. What's cooking in Lima?
Hello, Chris. Thanks for having us again. So in Livingston County, we'll start there. The Livingston County Water and Sewer Authority has a roadshow going on for an intermunicipal agreement in support of their county-wide water project. The Lima Town Board got to see the roadshow at its last meeting, and we will be considering signing on to the intermunicipal agreement at our next meeting, which is in September on the first Tuesday at 6 o'clock here at the Town Hall. The agreement is basically a support agreement, and of course, the more municipalities that sign on, the better chances they have of grant applications. Also, Livingston County has arranged for a county-wide leak detection survey. So this is on the water supply side for any one of the municipalities in Livingston County that wanted to sign up. I can say that all of them did, including the Village of Lima. So the leak detection is kicking off here in August, and they'll be going around and testing all of the water systems and providing some comprehensive data on where the water leaks are so that everything can be triaged and fixed according to severity. At the town hall here, we had another round of inspections by Siemens Corporation, this time in conjunction with another contractor to look at heating and cooling options for the town hall. The boiler system here is original to the building as far as the piping and radiators and such. And the 12-year-old boiler that we have driving it, single pipe steam, is we're unable to get parts for it anymore, and only 12 years old. So that's part of the project. Next month, September 1st, the Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council will be holding its council meeting and executive board meeting here at the Lima Town Hall. We're excited to have them. The Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council covers a 9-county area, and the group, of which I sit on both the executive board there and the council, has been looking for a more centralized place to actually have the meetings rather than 50 West Main up in the city of Rochester. So I thought I would volunteer, and we'll see how it works out here, cutting down the drive times from Penn Yan and some of these other places that folks have to come from. The Lima seniors met this past Tuesday. Nice lunch over at the Lima Diner. Anybody who is a Lima senior, so a Lima resident, past or present, who is 55 years or older, can join the group. Jim Murphy is the president. And the next luncheon, if you want to come and check it out and see what it's like, is going to be at Easton's. That would be the second Tuesday of September at noon. Lastly, a thank you to Dwayne Thompson. Dwayne has been a longtime member of our Zoning Board of Appeals. And this past week, Dwayne let me know that he and his family have sold the house and are moving south, and he will no longer be able to be part of the ZBA here in Lima. So many years of service to the community, and of course we'll now look for a replacement, but thank you, Dwayne, and good luck. And that's all I've got, Chris.
All right, thanks, Mike. Jerry, any other thoughts or comments?
I would just comment on the Scottsville speeding situation. I'm sad to hear that other villages have experienced what we experienced a year ago when I reported our speed monitor signs recorded 2 vehicles going past the town hall at 81 miles an hour. I just don't know what the cure will be for that, but I hope that we can find one.
Wow.
That's too dangerous to drive through an inhabited area.
Do you know which way they were going when they were going 81? Were they going towards the intersection or towards that wicked curve?
They were going toward the wicked curve.
Holy cow. Wow. All right. Well, thank you, Jerry, Mike, and thank you for watching. Remember, we're here every Sunday at 1 o'clock. Like our Facebook page and you'll be notified when the program airs. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to that and you will be notified at 1 o'clock when it airs there. That's all for this week, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.